So today we are finally going to be showcasing the brand new anniversary fantasy Deku here. I've got him to level 85 maxed advanced level. If you didn't see my previous video, we did summon until I pulled this guy. Luckily, it was before the pity, so thank God for that. We're going to go through his details and everything like that. He is maxed ability board on the basic route, but only like the first 3 nodes on the peace route. So he is one of the strongest characters. I've used him before. So he does 700% damage to a single opponent. Also inflicts summon damage dealt to himself. If character has persistence, reduces action skill cooldown by 1. Character skill impact is increased by 30% when HP is below 50%. So we'll go into persistence in a bit after we read all of the skills and everything like that. But off the bat, of course, it's 700%, which is decent. And then he gets the extra 30%, which is a very nice buff. The action skill 1 is 450% damage to a single opponent. Now, I don't know if there are any other skills that match this amount of percentage. There may be like a 400%, then plus an additional, like All Might gets like an additional 50%, additional 50%, depending on like the certain debuffs that you do. But yeah, this is one of the highest for sure. He gets a plus Ultra Gauge increase by 15% and also deals some damage back. Now, that might be a hindrance, but it does help his kit, actually, as we go down. And the plus Ultra Gauge is really nice. With a 3-turn cooldown, that's going to be very good. Action skill 2 increases his own power by 30% for 3 turns. Also increases skill impact of himself by 40% for 3 turns. Also gives character the ability to last stand for 1 time. This is an essential part of his kit, which you will most likely be needing to upgrade as well. And then auto skill 1 does Ultra Gauge by 15% when wave starts. Now, the rest of this guy's kit is based on how many allies are knocked out with him present. So you can't have him in the subline, have like 3 characters knocked out and get the 3rd ally knocked out buff. You need to have him present when a character is, you know, KO'd. So if 1 ally is knocked out, character skill impact increased by 30%. 2 increases power by 30%. 3, you get an increased power by 50%, and then 4, you get persistence for 3 turns. Now, he also has an additional ability where when HP is 20% or below, you get once per battle persistence for 3 turns. Now, what is persistence? Pretty much, you live on 1 HP, and you will survive at 1 HP for 3 turns. After 3 turns, you die instantly, and including the turn that you actually received it on. Then you get an additional attack based on, 50% HP loss. So I believe, for example, if Deku had 20,000 HP, he's back to 1. I think you essentially get 10,000 extra attack. I think that's what it is. I might be wrong in that. If anybody wants to correct me, leave it down in the comment section. But from what I've read and from research, I think that is pretty much what it is. Now, for the EX skills, we have power, speed, and skill impact. I kind of need to change this. Obviously, there's no stars there. His EX auto skill 2 is not too bad. You got reduced damage to character by 30% for 1 turn. You got reduced action skill damage by 20%. And then you have reduced normal attack. So it's a lot of reduction here, making him pretty much invincible for the first turn, essentially. But, yeah, if I might consider changing it, but I feel like this will be good. I would have to do a little bit testing. This obviously needs to change to make it even better, more damage or something like that. You can also give max HP as well on his EX auto skill 2. That way he will obviously get, stronger persistence, since that is where his bread and butter is. Now, if we compare Deku's stats, he actually has one of the best stats in the game. So let's filter by URs. Now, of course, this is only with the URs that I do currently have. In terms of his speed, he is the 4th fastest, well, maybe 5th fastest in the game. I don't have Greenhawks, which I think is around the top 3. So that is amazing. Good base speed. His power, he is the 3rd best, just behind All Might and then Bakugo. And then HP, obviously the most important stat for him. He has the most by far, an extra 2,000 over Bakugo, and over 3,000 compared to the previous most HP unit, Mirio. So you can see there that they are some really good stats. Maybe future Impact Fest units will be like this. That'd be really good. But this makes them, like, obviously really, really good. So let's jump into VE Tower and see how strong he is. And I think we're going to also do one PvP match as well, because this character can actually do stuff even at level 85. So let's just jump into the derby stage here. And I'm going to be running this. So just so we can activate all of his effects here, because it's going to be very hard to like run like a full UI team and like actually have all of his effects activated. I'm just going to run a bunch of rares and see how that goes. The memory that I have on him is the new memory, where he's going to get a lot of power, as well as plus ultra damage and defense, as long as I skill chain on the 3rd. So pretty much how you want to play this character is pretty much just get all the buffs. Get his last stand going, because that's going to be important. Because you can avoid persistence as the... Like, if you were attacking Deku, you could avoid persistence if you kill him before he gets last stand. And PvP, he ends up doing this attack first. So there is a gap where you can actually kill him before he gets last stand. And then as long as you can kill him, like one-shot him, like with 1+ ultra move or 1 action skill over 20% HP. So if he had 21% HP, as long as he doesn't have persistence, you can actually kill him, because persistence only activates after the damage is dealt. So that's just a little tip there. Let's see his first, skill damage here. After 2 buffs. And we got 1 knockout as well. 50,000 damage non-critical. Then he got his second knockout here, which will give him the additional power-up, I think it was. And I think it was a permanent power buff. So if we look at here, he has a 37% power-up, but I'm pretty sure the ability is permanent. So maybe he didn't have any power to begin with, like in terms of his kit. So that's why. Alright, let's do his plus ultra here. Just see how much damage before persistence. I think that's good to know. And this is his animation. I like his animation. I like his art as well compared to Bakugo. I'll give my thoughts of which one I prefer over Bakugo or Deku in a bit. Let me just look at his persistence, which he has now. So now he has persistence, which means he's going to increase his damage by tenfold, by a lot. So he has an 87% power up now, which is amazing. Skill impact by 60%, which is crazy. Let's do his first skill, which is locked behind... Can I change that? Is that doing different skill order? Nah, you can't change it. Now, because I got persistence, 96,000 damage, by the way. Because I got persistence already, I don't think stacking persistence changes anything. Let me double check that. Oh, it does. It stacks further on. Because it was supposed to be on 2 more turns. Now it's on 3 more turns because we just got that. So that is actually pretty good. I didn't actually think that was a possibility. So he's going to plus ultra us. Even though we have last stand, but he is not going to kill us. And we do 30,000 damage back. Bang. And as you can see, that's what happens when persistent runs out. But we got that extra turn, which was actually really good. It's very rare you can get persistence on the turn that... I don't even know if that's possible. You get persistence, maybe if burn damage goes through it, but persistence on the actual next turn instead of the turn that you got attacked, that'd be crazy. Just to get that extra bit. So you can get a decent amount of persistence. Max is about 5 turns if everything goes right, I think. But let's jump into one match of Ultra Arena. So I'm going to be running this team here. We got Aizawa, Nejiri, and Deku. Again, level 85. The memory that have increases speed and skill impact. But the most important thing is that this secondary skill has speed. And he has a bonus power of 5% and max HP, which is not a bad little memory for him. Even though it might not be the best overall, like you could use eventual weights and stuff like that, that also gives him max HP on his actual memory, which probably I suggest as a memory for him. This is what I got, okay? So yeah, we got a few thousand BP over, but hopefully we can showcase Deku in this case. And we got Bakugo in the back line. I usually run Deku in the sub slot because... usually, the last stand persistence is good enough And I usually don't really need to rely on having that 4th KO enemy, because the 4th KO is only persistence, again, extending. But I think the first persistence that you get when you're under 20% HP is good enough. The only counter to it is actually Izus or anybody that could remove buffs, which is kind of insane. So we got to set up. I feel like that's one of his weakest kind of deals, is that you do have to set up with him. Meaning you're probably, if you have him in the front lineup, you're probably most likely not, or depending on like where you are in the leaderboards and stuff like that and who you're versing, you're most likely not going to kill him or kill an enemy in the first turn or second turn. You can actually plus ultra with him as well. That's pretty funny with Nejri. You get so much plus ultra gain. Okay, cool. Cool miss, cool miss. 34,000. We're gonna get persistence soon. There it is. All right, persistence. It happened a little bit early, but it's fine. It is fine. We're probably just gonna kill Kirishima in this shot. 63,000, which is more than enough to kill somebody. Normal attack, 21,000 because of how things are calculated. Are we faster? We are, so we get a free hit in. Let's see what we can do to Momo here. I just want to see. 38,000 type disadvantage. And there he goes. Unfortunately, he had to go early. But that really showed like how good he really is. Damn it, that didn't kill. Now, who do I like compared to Bakugo and Deku? Deku is obviously the more fun character. No doubt about it. Persistence is just a fun ability regardless of what you guys think. It's OP as heck because on a max HP unit, you just do so much damage. Obviously, there's ways to counter it, and there's also ways... Like, even Aizawa, for example, clearing all buffs, you know, fricks up Bakugo and fricks up Deku, both at the same time. So, there's obviously a weakness to them. Bakugo is definitely more useful in VE Tower in terms of points, which is why I will consider Bakugo the better overall unit. But there is an argument where Deku is actually the better PvP unit because of persistence. Although Bakugo, his AoEs are really good once you start building it up. So, it really depends on your playstyle. I think for more beginner players, Deku is going to be absolutely insane. Bakugo is more for the endgame player because you don't really need to rely on losing that much HP to do that much kind of damage to begin with in order to get perfects. But, yeah, they have their strengths and weaknesses. Overall, I'm going to give Bakugo the better you are just because... theoretically, I probably won't do it myself, but you can run him in VE Tower and get those crit rate points and the plus ultras and the technical hits and everything like that. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts about Deku. I think they're both great. If they reskinned them to be like, you know, some sort of hype moment, like, for example, like, you know, one for all, you know, Bakugo and Deku, I think nobody would be complaining. But because they're skinned as fantasies, people are complaining because they're not hype units. But they have literally, they literally are like the best PvP characters now. Anyway, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace out.